Okay, so we are here now in Skopje. We just got off the bus. It was about a 3-hour trip from Ohrid. Yeah, and we're going to try and make our way to our hotel. I think it's about 2 kilometers away, so it might be a taxi job, but we'll see. Oh, little traveling tip. When you get off a bus station in any city, do not take a taxi from there, right? So what happens is you get off the bus, we didn't even have our bags yet, and they're straight over, taxi, taxi, taxi. What happened to us in Tirana was we got off at the bus station, it was packed with buses and people, it was just a bit manic, and we kind of took the first one, I suppose, kind of stupidly, just jumped into a cab or whatever. He wasn't even a legit taxi man.
Closed on the, you know,
yeah.
on the prison.
Yeah.
He was a private taxi, but like he was just a guy with a car, I suppose, just picking up tourists, and he charged us 1,000 lek at the time, which was about 8 or 9 euros. The trip itself should have been only about 500 lek, which is 2 or 3 euros. So we made that mistake, and we're definitely not going to make the same mistake in Skopje. So we're going to walk a little bit up the road and then try and pull a legitimate taxi.
Yes.
Home sweet home for the next 3 nights. It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's grand. Like it's basic and it will do the job.
Oh, look, it has a little nice balcony.
A nice big bed. Sun is shining again.
Nice balcony.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bathroom. Red tiles. Interesting. Yeah, I'll let you in there. Bathroom tour.
Bathroom tour.
Okay, isn't it?
Nice little desk area for you to edit.
Oh. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's basic, but I mean, it was cheap. What was the price again?
Oh, 75 for 3 nights. So what's that work out at? 24 quid a day?
With a breakfast included in the morning.
With a breakfast, which is what swayed the decision, because there was some other ones that were a little bit cheaper, but they didn't have breakfast included. So we're kind of thinking, you know,
It makes a difference in the mornings to be able to just get your breakfast in the hotel.
Yeah, plus as well, you're saving. You're going to spend the money on breakfast anyway, so you might as well have it right here in the hotel. So sweet.
So we're happy out. So it's our first day here and we have something really exciting planned for today. So that's where we're on our way to now.
And we are on our way now to a free walking tour. Samantha got some information off online last night that there's this guy or this company that do free walking tours, and obviously you tipped them. So yeah, we're gonna go meet him. He's a local and he knows the place better than anyone. So
So we've come up to a really special place here now in Skopje. It is the memorial home of Mother Teresa. So Mother Teresa was actually born here in Skopje. This is the original place where she was baptised. It used to be a church, but there was a big earthquake that hit back in 1963 here, and the church was basically destroyed. So in memory of Mother Teresa today, they've built a memorial, yeah. So we're going to take a little walk and have a look inside, and it should be really special. So here is the statue here of her, 1910 to 1997. So I think she was about 87 when she passed away. Okay, so Zoran asked us a very interesting question there to see if we knew the answer, and we were a bit embarrassed because we didn't, but Mother Teresa actually left Skopje when she was 18, and the place that she went to was Dublin. We didn't know that.
No.
Do you know what? I did think there was some sort of involvement with her with Dublin, like that's
Did
why
you?
she was so big. Yeah, but I wasn't like 100% sure. But
Yeah.
we were guessing mad places when he was saying, guess where did
I
she
know,
go?
where
And
did she
we were
go,
like,
yeah.
Where were we guessing?
I said India.
Oh, you did say India, yeah.
Yeah, which she went 3 months after being in Dublin.
Yeah. So she spent 3 months in Dublin just studying before she moved over to Calcutta in India. So when she left Skopje at 18, she only actually revisited the place 4 times. So that's what these fountains actually stand for. There's 4 of them. They're not turned on now at the moment, but they're basically our 4 visits back to the
Each time she came
country.
back, yeah. This is pretty cool here, look at that.
No, what's
That's
that, the original?
Sari. So that's what, look. That is pretty cool, and then the rosary beads as well. And that's her there in Dublin, is it?
Yeah, it says it there under the picture. Portrait of Mother Teresa, a Catholic Order of the Sisters of Loretto.
Okay, we are just done in the museum at the Mother Teresa Memorial Home. It was very interesting, wasn't it? Like they had the original sari that she used to wear. There was also a bed there. I'm not really too sure what that was
Didn't really
about.
say much about it, so I don't know if it was a bed that she used in some time.
Yeah,
throughout
they also
her-
had the certificate for baptism, and some handmade letters, some letters that she had wrote, you know, over the years and stuff like that.
That was
But,
a really nice place to
was,
visit,
wasn't it?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice.
And we got some information, like we were saying earlier, we didn't know that she went to Ireland. That was a bit, you know, stupid on our part. Her real name was Agnes, which is also a bit of a crazy surprise. She became mother because of all the help that she did with orphan kids, and then the younger sort of nuns always looked up to her. So, you know, that sort of name.
She was the
mother
eldest,
stuck.
so that's where Mother stuck then,
Yeah,
and then
so-
she became a saint in 2016.
She died in 1997, and then became, and they had like pictures of, you know, several popes that have been here. I mean, there's the statue there and stuff like that. So, and yeah, and the pictures of some of the scenes in Rome and stuff like that, when she was getting, you know, turned into a saint, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was really, really interesting. So yeah, so on with the tour.
On with the tour. Okay, so Zoran actually told us another funny story there. This street that we're actually walking on now used to be like a traffic street, I suppose, and then they used to close it off at a certain time. So basically then it was, if you wanted to meet a guy, wanted to meet a girl, this is where they came. Couples used to walk along the right hand side, single girls in the middle, and then single guys on the left hand side. So
yeah, so basically, like if you were in a relationship, you have to walk on one side of the street to, you know, so people know that you're, you know, not single. And then if you are single, you just strut down the middle of the street.
Just strut down the middle, and then whatever man liked you basically tried to wink at you or chat you up in some way. And yeah, he said that's where his mum and dad met, was there. So
it's
funny.
basically Tinder in street form. That's it there. Good morning. It is another freezing cold day here in Skopje. So yesterday you've seen that we did a free walking tour with a guy called Zoran, who's a local from here. Great information. He told us so many things about the city. We didn't actually vlog or want to really vlog it because, you know, the guy is walking around with us, he's giving us all this information, and we didn't really want to be, you know, holding the camera at him. Can you say this, can you say that? So we only vlogged a small bit of it. We thought we'd get the information ourselves from him, and now we're going to walk kind of back around to what we think are the interesting points of the city, and kind of just, I suppose, recycle his information from him to us, and now from us to you. Okay, so we're at another interesting point in the city. I touched on it earlier down there at the Mother Teresa Memorial that Skopje was hit with a really bad earthquake in 1963. 80% of the town was destroyed and over 1,000 Macedonians were killed. The point behind me here is the original train station, and if you can notice on the building itself, it has a clock. The clock is frozen at 5:17, which is the exact time that the earthquake hit. 5:17 in the morning, and they have left it the way it is from that day. It's kind of frozen in time. It's a reminder, a very sad reminder, but they've left it that way to kind of obviously just remind people of the tragedy, and also to kind of show where the people of the city have come since then. Obviously they've rebuilt it and they did an amazing job, but yeah, it's a very sad story, very interesting. And yeah, I think they have a museum inside as well. The building itself actually stretches right around that corner, but yeah, it was destroyed in the earthquake, so not much of it is left. But yeah, interesting place to see. Okay, so we just stopped for a coffee there. We're walking down the popular street. It's called Macedonian Street, and it's kind of full of cafes and shops, and it leads into a place called Macedonia Square, which is a huge square right in the centre of the city, and it has. One thing I'll say about this city as well, statues everywhere. I mean,
ginormous,
huge statues just plonked in the middle of, I don't know, it's crazy. I've never seen a city like it. It's just, I'll show you some of the statues when we get to the square. They're huge.
So another interesting fact about Macedonia is we just see the big Coca-Cola sign over there. So yeah, they were voted basically the world's best Coca-Cola. Something to do with like the water that's mixed in with it. So I didn't realise that, but yeah, each country is just given the ingredients and they make it in their own country. Yeah. But Macedonia is supposed to be the nicest because of the water, so. Yeah.
We were in a restaurant in Lake Ohrid, and the guy kind of came up to us and said, what do you think of the Coca-Cola? And I was like, bit of a random question, but I was like, yeah, it's good, boy. He goes, as Samantha was saying, it's voted the best Coca-Cola in Europe, I think, because of, as she said, the water is slightly different here, and that makes the taste that little bit better. Could you taste the difference?
To be honest, no.
I couldn't, to be honest.
I couldn't. Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola, but yeah, that's.
I don't know, Macedonia, we are sorry, but yeah, the facts were there. They did win. It was voted, so obviously it must be nicer, but...
And Europe, you said, not the world. I said the world, it was Europe, was it?
Was it? I don't know.
I'm not too sure, but anyway.
But either way, it's supposed to be good. It was good, but I didn't drink it and go, oh my god, this is the best Coca-Cola I've ever tasted in the world, so I don't know, but yeah, pretty weird. So here behind me, you have the big huge statue of Alexander. We are in the square right now. It runs along here. Big, huge, massive square. These fountains here are kind of everywhere in the city, and we're a little bit sick because yesterday they cut them off for the winter. So the day we get here, the day that stuff stops. But we did catch a little bit of it the night we arrived, actually, and God, it was spectacular, wasn't it? I got it on my phone. Maybe I'll put the link up there now, because we put it on our Instagram rather than actually vlogging it. But when the fountains are going and the lights are on, especially at night time, it is spectacular, isn't it?
It definitely makes a difference to the whole square when the fountain's on, yeah.
100%.
So it is a bit of a pity, but these things happen.
Okay, so we're here now on the Bridge of Civilization, and as you can see, more statues. There's 30 statues on this bridge, and they're all kind of important figures in Macedonian history. You'll see over here, this is the old bridge. I think that one goes back to like the 15th century, so that's like the original. And then over this side you'll see the Bridge of Art. So they've basically got 3 bridges, and what's really cool about them is that they cross the river into specific buildings. Okay, so we're on the Bridge of Civilization, and this building here is the National History Museum. So the bridge carries you over the river and into the National History Museum. This bridge down here, which is the Bridge of Art, you cross the river, and this building over here is the National Art Museum. So the bridges kind of lead you into those type of buildings. And here, the original bridge brings you across into the old town, or the old Bazaar, which is like the original city in Skopje.
So we are now crossing the old bridge, which is like going through a time zone. So we're coming from the newly rebuilt city into the old Bazaar.
So we are walking across the bridge, as Samantha said, and behind us is the Macedonia Square, and in the centre of that is a big huge statue of Alexander. And as we walk across the bridge into the old Bazaar, there is a cool statue at the end here, which is Alexander's father, which is Peter, is it?
I think it was Peter, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I was going to say Henry, but I actually think you're right.
Henry.
I think it's Peter.
Henry. Fucking hell. Henry. It's definitely not Henry. I think it's Peter. I'm not sure.
Real history names, like.
Zoran told us yesterday. I'm nearly sure it's Peter, but yeah, it's cool, and he's kind of standing with his arm up in the air, and it's supposed to be like from the father to the son. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll show you that now.
So there's so many jewellery shops around, and Zoran was telling us yesterday jewellery is a big deal here. So anytime there's like a big celebration, as in like a wedding, it's like jewellery as a gift. You know, a baby's born, jewellery as a gift. Even if a baby gets his first tooth, it's like jewellery as a gift. So a big thing. Okay, so we just stopped off for a bit of lunch. And Zoran actually yesterday recommended that we would try this dish. It is basically a traditional Macedonian dish, and we were told we weren't allowed to leave the country until we tried it. So the name of it is, we actually got the guy to write it down because it is a bit of a tongue twister, but it's called Tafce Grafce, if I'm saying it right.
And what was the one, Tafce?
Tafce grafce,
Okay.
or baked beans.
Okay, yeah.
Again, white beans cooked in a clay pot with spices only, paprika, salt, flour, oil and onion.
Okay.
So that's, you cannot leave my country without
having that.
I will get, yeah, on the border, that will be the
question.
How was your time in Macedonia? Perfect. You tried Tafce grafce? No, go back.
Yeah. Okay, so basically it's just like a bean stew. There's like melted cheese over it, and then it's cooked in the oven. And we got some freshly chopped onions as well that I'm throwing in for a little bit of flavour. And then this is also some peppers that will flavour it up as well.
Okay, we're here now at Skopje's version of the Arc de Triomphe. This is actually called the Macedonian Gate, and it leads into Macedonian Street, then into Macedonian Square. The gate is kind of a symbol of success. They built it, I think, 6-7 years ago, and it's basically a symbol of how far the country has come, and it kind of celebrates its independence. I think they got their independence in 1991. And yeah, Zoran was telling us if there's any sort of celebration, a lot of it is done kind of in and around there. Again, like most of the buildings in Skopje, they are all kind of brand new, even though they're built in this sort of architectural style. And then engraved in the actual monument is all kind of, you know, significant parts of Macedonian history. So it's pretty cool, it's well worth a visit.
Okay, so you can actually go up onto the top of it as well, but I think it's closed now due to COVID, but like ceremonies take place and people actually get married on the top, which is pretty cool as well.
So we are walking along the river here that runs right through the city of Skopje. This is a lovely little area. We've been down here a few times for something to eat. They kind of have cool restaurants and bars, and
I think it's like the main little spot, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. For restaurants and for bars, I think it is. Yeah, I'm not too sure of the name of the area, but it's just off the square.
Okay, so also in the water then, behind all these cool bars and stuff, we have 3 pirate ships basically. There's 3 of them, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're like hotels and stuff that you can stay on, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then here behind me is of course an Irish bar. Everywhere you go there's an Irish bar. And I actually got my first pint of Guinness on draft there, which was amazing.
Okay, so we've been walking and walking and walking, so it's time for
a drink?
No, for sure, 100%. So
I thought you said no. I was like, well, no. I'm getting one.
We're gonna go down to a nice little pub down at the end of this street here. Funnily enough, it's an Irish pub. It's not really our style, to be honest with you, but it is a cozy Irish pub, and we're gonna go have a drink and relax for about half an hour before we are back walking around the rest of this really, really nice city.
Look, the Guinness is excited to see you too. Thanks. Enjoy your beer.
Cheers, thanks. Skopje. This one needs no introduction. Look at that. That is cream, isn't it?
Can't beat it. You cannot beat it. I'm loving the local beers, but we cannot beat it.
I'm sticking with the locals. Skopje. Okay, so our walking tour has come to an end. Zoran?
Yes.
Yes, that's your name?
Yes, that's my
Okay,
name.
and still your name? And the name of the company is?
Free Skopje Walking Tours.
Free Skopje Walking
We
Tours.
would highly recommend
Yeah,
taking this tour if you're here in Skopje.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's great.
Very informative and a bit of laugh, a bit of fun as well, for sure.
Thank you very much for having me.
If you're in Skopje, this is the man to check out.
Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
it's me.
Eat healthy, be happy.
Stay strong,
Stay strong,
think positively.
positive.
Right, well, great.
Okay, so we made it on the boat for a drink. And of course we got a traditional Skopsko. So, cheers.